By the end of this video, you will have your own local n8n environment running inside Docker on your Windows 11 computer. Let's get started. Before we install n8n, let's answer one important question. What is Docker? Imagine you could run any application on your computer without messy installs, errors, or the classic "it works on my machine" problem. That's exactly what Docker Desktop helps you do. You will have here your computer, this is the Windows 11, and then we will install the Docker Desktop application. This application can run on Windows, on Mac, or Linux. It lets you run containers. So here we have container 1, 2, and 3. These are tiny, clean boxes that hold everything an application needs to work. And because the application lives inside this own box, it always runs the same way, everywhere. So we will have in container 1, in this tiny box, everything that n8n needs to run. In this container 2, we will have another application, and here, for example, we can have a database installed. Why is this great? First, it is simple. You click and Docker Desktop starts your container for you. Second, you can transfer each of these boxes or containers easy to another computer. And third, it is safe. Your apps stays separated, so they don't break each other. Okay, now we are going to download the Docker application. We are going to navigate to docker.com. From there, we go to products and we click in Docker Desktop. From there, we download the application for Windows and the installation starts the download. In the meantime, we're going to create a folder structure for our project. In Drive D, I like to create one folder for Docker, and inside this folder, I'm going to have one folder for each container that I might use in a future. In our case, I'm going to create one folder named n8n, and inside this container, I will create another named data. In this data folder, will store all the workflows, credentials, settings, and other important information for the workflows or agents that we're going to create. This is important because if we update anything for the application itself, this information will be not lost in the future. Okay, now we are going to start with the installation. We double click the installer file. We let this configuration as it is. We ask to add a shortcut to our desktop and we click OK. And now the application starts unpacking all the necessary files for Docker. Okay, the installation succeeded. I will just close this file. Okay, sometimes it asks me then to restart the computer and I will just double click then here. Okay, it asks me to accept the subscription service agreement. I will accept it. And now it asks me for an email address. I will just skip that for the moment. Okay, now we have here our images. We go to images. Those are pre-created containers that we can just download from Docker. So we will search one image, which is the n8n. And now we'll get this one, which is with 100 million installation, and we will just pull it to our desktop application. Okay, the image was downloaded and we will have it here on our tab images. Here the images we just download and we just run it. And we have operational settings. We give it a container name, which will be n8n. The host port, we will give it a 5678. That is then the ports that the Windows computer will need to communicate to the container hosted in Docker. So the volume then for the host path will be from our side. That is the folder that we created previously in Windows, and that will be the Docker n8n, and then we created this special folder and data, And in the container path, that is a path inside, that is the path that is inside the n8n, we will give it a home node and then n8n. Environment variables, we will just let it as it is, and then we just click run. Okay, now that the installation is completed, we can go to containers and we can see that our application is running, and we can just click here and it will open the application in our browser. So it asks the first time, okay, create please an account. So we will just give it one first name and one password. And then we'll click next. Now it asks me about me, so I will just say, okay, get started. Get paid features for free, we'll just skip it. And now we are ready to build one folder, so we can just click build a workflow. Before we finish, let's create our very first workflow. Don't worry, we're not going to build anything complicated today. So the first step is to add a trigger. We will add a trigger manually, meaning that every time we click, then the workflow will start. Then we will just add another step, just a simple message. We will add the edit fields node, that is the set one, and we will just add a simple message. The name will be a message, and the message will be hello Ana Maria, and we will execute this step, and the message was sent. We will close it and we can just start here, or we can say execute the workflow, and we set two green check marks, meaning that the workflow ran successfully. Okay, now for example, then we can just stop the container and close Docker. And every time that we want to run n8n, then we can just come to Docker, open the tab containers, and we will find here our container created, and we can just start the application again.